Yo, this is Saint Sergio, and you're now listening to Valley Views on 101.5 FM. Check it out.
And now you are tuned in to Valley Views with your host, Hector.
Yo, it's Fernando. Shouts out to Valley Views, man. They played me on the station. I was like, let me make you a jingle. So this is my jingle I made for this. This is what I had to do. This is Valley Views. This is what I had to do. This is Valley Views. Let me sing it like, hey, hey, hey. So what you want? Let me sing it like, hey, hey, hey. So what you want? Let me sing it like, hey, hey, hey. So what you want? Let me sing it like, hey, hey, hey. So what you want? I wasn't tripping when I lost my job. No reason to lie to my mom. Now I got 8, 9 to 5, y'all. I was like, right on. No work on weekends, eh? I'm waking up early, sleep at 8. I think I'm surely dreaming, eh? Just look at what Burns achieving, eh? 20 pro skater, I'm gonna grind. Not one opportunity I will decline. I show up early like people time. Jokes and truth, I jot in the rhyme. Chicano house to Omatsu now. To a song with y'all in his papa's house. 818 to San Diego. Become a legend in the valley like Danny Trejo. This is what I had to do. This is Valley Views. This is what I had to do. This is Valley Views. Let me sing it like, hey, hey, hey. So what you want? Let me sing it like, hey, hey, hey. So what you want? Let me sing it like, hey, hey, hey. So what you want? Let me sing it like, hey, hey, hey. So what you want?
Yes, everybody. And a good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending when and where you're listening to Valley Views. I am your host, Hector, and welcome everybody to Valley Views here on KROJ 101.5 FM. It is my pleasure to be here with y'all, and it's always just lovely to be able to connect with so many folks here in the San Fernando Valley and beyond. We're just always just so excited to be able to make so many community connections, and not only that, but be able to highlight so many brilliant folks and individuals here from our community, and also not just individuals, but the individuals that work in their organization. Which brings me to our featured guest here of today's show. We are talking about Sergio Monserrate. Sergio Monserrate is a director and producer. He has over a decade of experience in the film industry. He is the co-founder of the production company Unknowing Cousin, and he is the Latino Film Institute managing director. First of all, Sergio, welcome to the show. How are you today?
How's it going, Hector? Thank you so much. I'm happy to be here, man.
Yes, absolutely. And one of the things we always like to do here at Valley Views is just ask you just how is right here, right now. And I know you got off a plane right now, but nevertheless, how is your mind, body, and spirit right here, right now? Right
here, right now, I got to say it's very excited, man. I'm in a good place right now, and I feel like where I am and working and what I'm doing or the work that I'm doing, I feel good. I feel good, and I feel a lot of positive energy. And I also got to work with some kids with the school districts that we work with. So I got to say that there's a lot of good energy right now in my aura.
Yes, I love that. I love that. And, we, talked offline before this show. And one of the things that I definitely, I noticed that, you got some good energy, especially when we're talking about some of the work that you do with the youth all over really, it seems like all over the place. So we'll talk about that in just a bit. Yep. And of course, the big thing that I wanted to talk to you about is the Los Angeles Latino International Film Festival, also known as LALIFF. Please tell us a little bit more about LALIFF.
All right. LALIFF has been around since 1997. It's the first ever Latino-focused international film festival and was co-founded by Edward James Olmos. That was back in 1997. We've been around. This is going to be our 21st edition that's going to be happening. And that's going to be from June 1st to June 5th of 2022. It's happening. Our opening night's going to be this Wednesday on June 1st. And man, we're very excited. We have a lot of things going on. It's going to be at the TCL Chinese Theater and the Chinese 6. We just have an amazing program, and the programmer, her name is Diana Cadavid. She's an amazing programmer, and we the stuff she got of the Latino artists, of the films, and the episodic TVs, and pretty much everything. Our program is amazing, and it's something that all the Latino community should see. Not only that, but to see it, but also to be inspired by it, to create their own. And that's pretty much what LALIFF is. LALIFF is a place for the Latino community to come together to see the art form, the work that they've done throughout the year. And not only that, but to continue doing it and to actually get our stories out there.
That's beautiful to hear. And tell us a little bit more about that. So it's happening, like you said, June 1st through the 5th, which is coming up right around the corner. And what are some things that we could expect from the film festival?
Well, the full lineup includes like feature films, short films, episodics, animation, master classes, and not only that, but we also have musical performances. The festival will present about 17 feature films, 48 short films, and 11 episodics. 50% of our program is directed by women. And so we also have a music series, which is pretty amazing. It shows like we have about, I want to say, over 20 musical artists that are going to be performing in our music series, which is happening throughout the week. And the one thing that's a really huge thing also as well that's happening at the film festival is YCP at LALIFF, which YCP is short for Youth Cinema Project. And that's our student film festival. And that's coming back this year. You know, because we were in distance learning for a whole year, obviously because of the pandemic and such. But now we're back in the schools, and now these kids are making films again. And we are going to feature 100 films shot and produced by students of the Youth Cinema Project. That's starting all the way down in the 4th grade, going all the way through to high school. 100 films.
So you said from the 4th grade.
Fourth
So
grade.
4th graders' films will be featured at the film festival, the LALIFF Film Festival.
Correct. Not only that, but they're going to be walking the red carpet. They're going to be, talking with other filmmakers. They're going to be doing workshops as well as they're also going to be doing workshops, and they're also like just kind of like they're going to have their own film festival like normal filmmakers, because they're giving them that filmmaking experience. We're giving them this experience because we want them to show them that this is in their backyard. Yeah. A lot of these kids don't know that. And they're not educated in the fact of knowing that they have these types of jobs out there and they can be creative and they can do these things. So, very excited about that. And then also the LALIFF Inclusion Fellowship that we have this year, which is a partnership that we have with Netflix that actually gives out $20,000 to Latino filmmakers to make films. So we have 10 films coming out. And I'm very excited about that we're going to premiere that as well there. We just have a lot going on that shows a lot of the art forms that Latinos are kind of making here. And not only that, but it's international, but also U.S.-born Latinos, which is something that we want to kind of also highlight and bring to light so people can see that we do, in this industry, have filmmakers and storytellers, so that they can so that the industry themselves see that not only do we go out and watch the movies because we're
consumers, right?
We're
definitely
big. We save the industry, right? Because it's like we're the ones watching the films, we're going out there, but not only that, they want to see people that look like them. They want to see representation. And that's what it is here. And this is where we start. We want to give that outlet for these filmmakers, for these content creators. They got to come out to the festival. They got to see what's out there, and they also got to like network, talk, and start making more beautiful art.
I'm already getting excited just hearing about all this stuff that you like, just to see you the way you're talking about it too. And so you're definitely going to have a film, a section or like a part of the program for the youth called the YCP, music as well. And tell us a little bit about maybe the type. So you have like short films. Are there going to be like other types of like, is it pretty much the whole gamut when it comes to the type or genre of films being introduced?
Well, as a programmer, I'm not the programmer because that's Diana. Diana's an amazing programmer, and she has a wealth of experience in that, and she's really brought this program together. And what she does is that, what normally in a film festival is that you're going to have your features, which is a normal feature-length film. Then you're going to have the short films, which can be different genres, it could be pretty much anything, animation, or it could be stop motion, or it could actually be live action. But there's short films that could be comedies or whatever, but they program it together so that they're kind of similar. So we're going to have different shorts programs. Then we have animation. And animation, this is a huge thing. Like this is getting like, we're going to have a full animation day that's going to show a lot of animated shorts from Latinos. Nice. And that's actually, we also, so we're very excited about the animation program. And then episodics is pretty much anything that's going to be on TV, like TV programming. Nice. So that could be web series, that could be like pilot concepts, things like that. So we're going to have that type of genre. So it's pretty much everything that you see in the industry, and that's what we're trying to showcase, right? To get to get these content creators, these filmmakers connected to people to get their stuff sold or bought or distributed. Like that's what's important. Right, so that we can get these stories out there, right? That's important because we have people that want to see this stuff and that will consume it, but now we should also be the people making that, right?
Exactly.
Get that ownership for our filmmakers, for our community. You know, that's what's important.
Wow. Okay. So it sounds like there's definitely a lot going on here in this 5-day film festival here, and it seems like from what I'm hearing from you, LALIFF is really very intentional about, like you said, the 50% of the folks that are going to be participating are women, and you have the youth. You're really having some representation here within the community, and then also even just the type of genres of like everything, pretty much the whole gamut is covered here. And what are you most excited about for this coming week for the LALIFF Film Festival happening here at the TLC?
Well, the most thing I'm excited about is just is being back. Being back and getting in full effect. And we were back in 2021, but obviously there were some restrictions and things like that. But now, since we're able to kind of come back and show more content and get more people out there to the movies, and now people are getting more comfortable coming out to see some films. And I'm just excited about seeing the program. Like, really, I'm really excited about seeing what's coming out this year and all the creativity that people have kind of come together with, and especially in the Latino community, because there's so many beautiful stories, and the Inclusion Fellowship that we have going on that's partnered with Netflix as a sponsor for that. Very excited to see those films, man, because this time the Inclusion Fellowship is for Afro-Latino and Indigenous Latino filmmakers. And so it's just showing, like I said, that's the whole point, is to show that we have people that can give out stories and make films, and that it would show more of what our world looks like. So the whole thing for our organization is to pretty much show, I guess, change the industry, the face of the industry, so that it can look and reflect the way our society looks, as beautiful and colorful as it is. And include, and especially for the Latinos, so that we can kind of come back and show our stuff and tell that we want to be on the screen and people want to see us on the screen. So really, it's just I'm excited about all of it. Really, I know that sounds like that's just like a little like vague, but no, it's all great to be back. And then I'm also excited about some of the music that's going to be there. We have a lot of artists like the Altone, Sancha, Mano Gem, Jose Galvan, Brown Skin Hazel, Danny, Voxes, Ex Mañana. We have also like Hummingbird Meadows, who's going to be she's going to actually host the one of our music series nights. So it's really exciting about all the different people that we have, and all the different, and it's all being obviously Latino, and it's just kind of it's wonderful to see all the artists in the world coming together to do what they love doing, and then not only that, but then trying to get it out to the industry. So I guess it's what I'm excited about now. I could actually, having said all that, would probably be the fact that it's like kind of turning into the hub for the Latino community of Latino artists, coming together at LALIFF to be with one another, showing our works, showing like what we can do. And not only that, but then creating bigger networks, and then also creating deals with studio execs, which is also a great thing, which we have going on, is our industry days, which I kind of jumped over there. Sorry about that. But we have an industry days where we're connecting all of our filmmakers, the filmmakers that we're inviting to the festival are going to be connected with people in the industry to kind of pitch their ideas or, like to get feedback, and how, what can I do to kind of get this distributed, or what, and then we also have master classes, like how can, things to kind of help all of our filmmakers to progress in their careers, because that's what's important. It's not just showing, showing their films, it's how can we get you to the next step. And that's what LALIFF is about. It's the hub for the community, for Latinos to get together, and then how can we help you skyrocket that launching pad. Exactly.
I'm starting to get a better understanding of LALIFF in that sense,
Great,
and the excitement, of course, that comes with it. I could definitely feel it here in the studio. And then the other thing, how can folks that want to just connect, as far as they might be interested in going, how can folks plug in with LALIFF for that, since it's happening already June 1st through the 5th already?
Oh man, it's happening soon, so you guys got to get out there. You guys got to jump on our Instagram at LALIFF_. Go to laliff.org. It's simple, LALIFF.org. and you can see the full program. You can buy tickets. You can do all that. Like, it's all there. LALIFF.org, or you can follow us on Instagram at LALIFF. At LALIFF_. And then it tells you pretty much everything there. It's going to be great. You guys got to come down. I'm telling you, like, everyone in the San Fernando Valley needs to come down, check this out, have a good time. We also are going to throw a little discount as well, 20% off of some tickets. If you were to, if you don't mind, Hector, I can say that. You can just go ahead and just, we're going to put up a 1015 LALIFF. Okay. And you can just put that in the, in the checkout. You get a 20% off of tickets to watch some films. You guys got to come out and check it out. We also have a great music series, a lot of great talented people that are going to be performing on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday of between the weeks of June 1st through the 5th. All of this information is on the website LALIFF.org. But get connected. You got to come. You have to be there. I'm telling you, I started off as a volunteer in 2008.
Oh, wow. All right.
I'm dating myself here. All right. So,
well, you were probably a youngster back then. Yeah. More so than you are right
12.
now.
I was 12.
Right? Exactly.
Yeah. But in 2008, I started this way. And now I've been working with Mr. Olmos for over 10 years. And now I'm like, the managing director of the Film Institute, which looks over 3 programs, which is LALIFF, UICP, and Latinx in animation. So this is like volunteering is also a great way to get started. Yeah. And I'm telling you, it's a great place to be. It's so inspirational. You're talking about energy. You want that energetic feeling. You want a good presence of, just being with like
creatives and like
gente and all that. It's great, man, and that's why everybody needs to go and experience this. And I know that it's in Hollywood, and it's a little tough to kind of get around in Hollywood. Yeah. But
just go a little early, I guess. Right?
Go a little early, yeah. You just got to get
the rush,
there.
If you can.
Beat the rush, beat the traffic. Get get on the website, see which movies you want to see.
Yeah.
But you got to watch some of these films, short programs, the episodics, the animation. We have some animations from Mexico, man. That's just beautiful. Like, just a lot of great, talented filmmakers out there. So international and U.S.-based Latino, man. Everybody's got to get there, man. Right. Hector, you better be there too, man.
Hey, it sounds like I can't miss this either. But tell us one more time then, for those that are listening, viewing, our audience, tell us about that 20% discount one more time then.
1015 LALIFF. 1015 LALIFF. You put that in the coupon code. It should give you 20%. If not, you just ask box office. They'll fix that for you with the emails. We're definitely but right now it's up and running. Get out there. But LALIFF.org is the website. LALIFF.org.
All right, right on. And we'll definitely put a couple community announcements related to that as well. So look out for that as well. And then Sergio, the other thing, just to really break down then a little bit, because so the overall encompassing is the Latino Film Institute. And you already kind of alluded to there the 3 different kind of like branches, if you will, or departments, of the Latino Film Institute. And so you definitely talked about the LALIFF, but tell us a little bit more about the other ones, because you have the other 2 branches that really join forces, of course. But tell us a little bit more about those programs and pretty much the mission and vision behind them as well.
Great. Okay, I didn't make you fall asleep there, Hector. Looks like you are listening. I appreciate that.
I'm listening. Yes.
No, man, I appreciate that. But we're so basically the parent company is the Latino Film Institute, right? And underneath that, it houses the 3 programs, which is the Youth Cinema program, which teaches filmmaking to kids in 4th grade through high school, all the way through high school. So we're teaching, and then they're making films. And then we have the Los Angeles Latino International Film Festival, LALIFF, which is the film festival, which is basically the hub for Latinos to come together so they could see the works that we're doing in the industry or in our own content creation, for that matter. And then finally, we have Latinx in animation. Now, Latinx in animation is amazing. Like it's basically 2 studio execs, like these, but super humble as pie, like amazing people. Magdiela Duhamel and Brian Dimas. They Magdiela is great. Like, she's awesome. Like she is just a boss. Like, she is great. She's working at Pixar right now. Right on. As so she's a producer at Pixar. Brian is working over at Reiner Brothers. And not only that, not only have they like succeeded, but now they're actually they're really trying to help like the Latino community succeed in the animation industry. And that's what Latinx in animation is about, is getting jobs, is educating people. Because not many people know, like, Hector, you could be you could be an animator. Doesn't just because you don't know how to draw, if you don't know how to draw, that doesn't mean you have to know how to draw to be an animator.
Hey, stick figures is all I know right now.
Hey, that's fine. That's Steven Spielberg's way that he did his storyboards. But no, like, so basically the thing is that not only is it important for our community to be a part of this, but it's also important for us to educate them so that they understand, like, parents of kids, especially because we're working with the youth. There's jobs in there, like, you know what I mean? I know that, like, there's jobs in there for their kids to be an animator or to be in the film industry. There's a lot of opportunities that they know about.
And also, it's not just, again, like there's so much behind the scenes, right? It's not just the on air or, on camera talent. It seems like what I'm also getting here is like there's so much other parts of the industry that people could tap in as well, and animation is definitely one of them too, right?
Watch the credits once. It's almost as long as the movie. Watch the credits. That shows you just how many people it takes to make a Pixar film or an animation film, for that matter. Even like if you go to the shorts right now, you're going to see that there's a lot of people in those credits because there's so much that goes involved in it. Development and stuff. But anyway, that the whole thing is that it's the education is part of it, but their whole goal is to highlight Latinx artists, but then to help them get jobs, which they have done in the small time span that they've been around, about 4 or 5 years now. Okay. But then not only that, but then but they're also trying to get them to get higher and higher in their positions. So they're producers. So they're like, it's not just about like being a producer or like an actor. It's all about getting into the executive level too, or getting into those higher points. Yeah, where
you're also making like decisions and like being able to bring in others and really progressing the industry with a different lens as well, I guess.
Preach, brother. Sense, right? Exactly. That's exactly what it is. So that's what they're, and so, but like these two directors that run the Latinx in animation, I mean, are working their 9 to 5. Like relentlessly and hardworking, but then also just find the time to kind of help, the community, the Latino community, and how we can get more advancement for Latinos in the animation industry. So that's the third program that kind of like just wraps us up and kind of starts to show that the Latino Film Institute is basically a platform and a launching pad for Latino artists to kind of like, excel in whatever they're doing in the industry. Because again, it's all about making our industry look and reflect the same way that our beautiful, colorful society is. Different shades, a lot of Latinos, and we just need that representation there. Not only on camera, but behind and in the executive level.
Yeah, that's great. Like that really does cover like all the different like you could say areas of that industry, and also just to back it up one more time, I really am just curious because you talked a little bit about this, but just give me a little bit more details on the YCP, because it sounds like not necessarily like from your not necessarily like the type of work that the youth do, but really like from your experience, right? Like watching youth. From as, young as, fourth graders, right, to high schoolers. But take me through some of your own experiences going and witnessing the YCP program and kind of like the impact it has on youth.
Well, all right. No, I might cry here, dude. So
we got Kleenex if you need
to. I need to get some of that. But
actually, I don't think I do.
I'll figure it out. I'll use the manga or whatever.
Right, exactly.
So the U Cinema Project. The U Cinema Project is pretty much the heart and foundation of the Latino Film Institute. It started, but it's so interesting how it all started out. It started off. Everything started from LALIFF. Because LALIFF was started in 1997, and that's when like Alejandro, Inarritu, Guillermo del Toro, they all had their Curon. They had films in the 1997.
Right on. So it's kind of like where that might have propelled their career.
It all started there. And it's, so he was one of Edward James Olmos was one of the co-founders, and it kind of started from. But then he also started the youth program. And so what that did was, and the youth program would bus in students from LAUSD, Montebello, all these different schools, and bring them in to watch films.
Okay.
And they would be international films.
Oh, okay.
So that means they had subtitles. So basically, it was a literacy program. It basically would force the kids to read for 2 hours, and the teachers were just like, "What the heck? I can't get them to read for 15 minutes. This is amazing."
Yeah.
And so this was in 1997.
Okay.
Fast forward to 2013, they were saying like, well, actually, before I get to that, they were saying, "Cal, I mean, this is amazing. Is there any way that you could?" Because that was us bringing them to Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
And then they were like, "Well, is there a way that you could do this in the classroom?"
Mm.
And so we answered that call in
Bridging.
2013, where we actually brought Hollywood into the school system, and we created the Youth Cinema Project, and we started in one school district in Santa Ana, and then pretty much taught filmmaking, a rigorous filmmaking program that goes from, it's basically a year program.
Mm-hmm.
They start from concept to screen. They're writing the scripts. They're doing absolutely everything to where they actually deliver it. So we started there, and then basically it's project-based learning, and we haven't reinvented the wheel here. What we did was basically just hide education in filmmaking.
Right.
So because no kid wants to be like, oh, can you? I don't want to write this. I don't want to write this story. I'm like, hey, you want to make a movie? Yeah, I want to make a movie.
like, why
okay,
not?
great, let's
Right?
do it.
Yep.
You got to write it first, so let's write it. And so then that motivated them, and so people are just starting to. And that's what happened. And then from then on, we grew from one school district to now we're in 11,
Wow.
servicing over 1,000 students a year.
Right on.
Right. And what we do is we bring in filmmaking mentors, 2 filmmaking mentors. So we hire people that are actually working in the industry part time, and we have them teach our curriculum to the students.
So they're like real professionals right here that are already in there, and they're teaching those skills to the youth.
Exactly.
Right
Teaching these skills to the youth. So like I started off as a mentor because I'm a filmmaker, I'm a director. So I started off like back in 2013 as a mentor. And so we go in there and we teach the classroom, and then these kids pretty much write, shoot, direct, produce, do absolutely everything. They learn how to make LLCs so that they can create a production company.
Yeah.
And the whole first semester is all writing. So we're not an after-school program. We basically push into English classes because we are aligned with ELA, which is English Language Arts Standards.
So you're like embedded in the actual curriculum.
Exactly. But we bring our own curriculum, and then we embed but we hit those notes that they need to hit in those standards. So therefore, that's why we're not an after-school program. So basically, it's 2 times a week. We go for the whole year, and then at the end of the year, they show their movie at LALIFF at the film festival. They come to and they do the red carpet. They do all that, but they absolutely do everything. They have to get greenlit. They go through the green lighting process, which means they have to like give notes. So they turn in their thing. We're like, okay, we got to give them notes on this. You got to fix this. They got to make sure that we teach them the story structure, like the basic Pixar story structure type of thing. And all of their scripts have to amount to that. So then in elementary school, they make 4 films. Out of 30 students, they're going to make 4 films. So they create production companies around a script and make those films. And then in middle school and high school, there's 3.
Okay.
Right? So
that's a pretty impressive program. Impressive, but also it sounds like it's very also intense, right? It's like an intense program that's also, of course, hands-on, but there's like layers to this program.
Yeah.
It's what I'm hearing. There's layers to it. It's not just about making the film, but it's really everything that goes in that process of making it, that there's so much to be learned, Right.
Yeah. I mean, it's teaching them real world skills and trying to be problem solvers. It's teaching them creativity, communication, collaboration, and critical thinking.
Let me tell you, that's more than just ELA standards right there.
Right.
That's overall like just life standards, which are so beautiful to hear,
And it changes them. Like it makes the kids like be able to like talk to one another, ask their names, and like make eye contact.
Yes.
Like just the other day, me and Mr. Olmos went to go visit a class, and he was telling them a story, and each one of them was just like staring at him, talking to him, like able to like ask him questions. And this is at the end of the year because they've already finished their films.
Right.
They've gone through the program. But in the beginning of the year, they're like, they're just sort of quiet and, they don't,
timid.
There's some kids that are under their desk and stuff like. There's a story of a kid that was, at the beginning of the year, she was under her desk and would not get out. And then by the end of the year, she was like quiet on set. Come over here. We need you over here. Come on, you guys got to like. And I mean,
that's a true director right there.
I know, right? I was the assistant director actually, but it shows their growth, and it shows their, as we say in the industry, their character arc, and you see, and then they also reflect on themselves. The whole thing is about reflection, about them understanding, about getting a self-empowerment, self-advocacy. All these things are extremely important for the program, and then they rate themselves, and then they actually self-assess themselves in the beginning and at the end.
Right on.
And just
they could see their own like development throughout, as well, huh?
Yeah, man. It's amazing, and it's amazing when I think whenever I get like really like I guess when it gets to me is because when I started teaching, we're teaching in underserved public schools, right? We're in like Title I schools, things like that, right? And because those are the students that we want to
and need the most resources, and access,
Exactly. And then it's amazing. What's amazing is I'm looking at a bunch of little me's when I was mentoring. I was just looking at myself, and I was just like, and then they see someone like me that looks like them, that is working and that's doing things like that, and they're hearing that, and it's like, okay, so this is possible.
Yep.
And it's just that
it's not as far fetched and as far reaching now. There's some possibilities there that are like real.
And it's in their backyard. It's here.
Yeah,
like it's here. Like in Montebello, you could totally be in the industry. Montebello and Palmdale. Right. We're in a bunch of different districts here, and like that are close by. We just recently got into Hacienda La Puente. It's just amazing work, because not only am I able to teach. Not only am I like still working in the industry that I love, and that being a storyteller, being a director, doing all that, but then I can also help the youth, right?
Yes.
It's obviously fitting that this was founded by Edward James Olmos, because this is the Jaime Escalante model, right? Like from Stand and Deliver.
Yep.
It's pretty much like start at a young age. You have to start at a young age, because these kids are doing things in a 4th grade classroom. These 10-year-olds, or in a 5th grade classroom, these 10-year-olds are literally doing things that people are doing that I did in college.
Wow.
Or at AFI. This is like, something like that. Like they're doing this, they're learning these skills.
Yep.
They're learning how to communicate, how to not only, but to problem solve. Like, what are you going to do to make, okay, this actor's not here. What are you going to do?
Yeah, right. Improvise,
solve
exactly. Solutions, right?
And then you have these 2 mentors, these filmmaking mentors that are guiding them through it, helping them.
Yeah.
So that's the whole point. And you just see these kids change. And then when they watch their movies, it's an amazing sight. It's really, it's just so fulfilling to watch these kids. And then not only that, but then also be able to kind of still do my own thing and work and do my films and do my, do my career.
Right.
So it's just the youth cinema program, the youth cinema project, is just like, again, it's the heartbeat. It's something that's important. We have to start at a young age. We got to get these kids to be like at elementary level, so that by the time they get to college, they're like gonna be monsters. They're gonna be beasts.
Yeah, they're gonna tear it up when it comes to, if they want to get into that industry, or really any industry at that point. Because again, like what you're saying is like the skills that they're gonna come out with from those type of experiences is just going to be a phenomenal way for them to propel themselves to whatever it is that they might want to actually pursue.
I'm glad you pointed out completely, because someone like you and I ever seem like we're extroverts and we're able to kind of get out there
big time.
But a lot of these kids aren't, and it's like, but then they change, and then they like that's what's important, and it doesn't matter if they're going to go into be a doctor, or if they're going to do, or if they're going to be a dentist, or if they're going to go into like being a fireman or whatever. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
These skills that you're learning in project-based learning, in film project-based learning, can be used in anything.
Yeah, that's
beautiful. And we also do have that opportunity. We just launched this YCP alumni program that is going to help those students that want to continue on, and then get them internships in the industry.
Like a networking kind of.
They're like, maybe we have a lot of kids that are like, I want to be a gaffer. I want to be a DP. Okay, well, we're going to help you with that. Erica Sable Flores is the director of the Youth Cinema Project, and she has really changed the game. She's also a producer, someone that's just been like in the industry for a long time, has done a lot of things, been acting, casting, been produced films. And she's really like, the thing is that she's brought the bar so high for these kids, and they always meet it. We always have these expectations up here. Yeah. The kids will make it. We don't make those excuses,
right?
Because we know that some kid at a private school is doing it. You know what I mean? So we want to know that you, a little brown kid, a little black kid, a little any kid can do it. You know what I mean? It's all there. And then we're not going to make any excuses for you. We're going to show you, and we're going to be here to help you.
Wow.
But, she's been great, and she's obviously made an amazing curriculum. So we have some really good directors behind all of our programs, whether it's LALIFF, YCP, or the Latinx in animation. But YCP is amazing. I mean,
that just sounds like it. And the other thing, lastly, I just wanted to ask you here related to that is like, so folks that might be interested after hearing this, we have educators that, tune in as well. Just where can folks, I guess, maybe get more information about the YCP program? Yeah, well,
our website is the youthcinemaproject.org. Again, it's all one word, obviously. We use cinemaproject.org. What's also important is that, like, if this is something, we're usually district funded. So
that's right.
What's important is if you're a teacher, or if you're a principal, or if you're, or if you're a VAPA coordinator, which means visual arts, performing arts, we need to get in touch with the districts.
Gotcha.
That's usually what it is. So it's like, you ask your district rep, like, I heard about this program. Is like this and when a lot of parents start coming together, they start saying, like, we need this program in our industry. In our district. That's how we get it started.
Gotcha.
What's important is that we tend to stick with areas that have filmmakers, because we need to get, like, obviously in the San Fernando Valley, there's a lot of that here, so we can obviously get that going on.
Tap to the resources that are already in the region.
Yeah. Exactly. And then we're also in Watsonville. I just came back from Watsonville in the Pajaro Valley district, and we're in North Monterey. But in order to you could see some of these films on our Youth Cinema Project and our YouTube channel, like some of the films that they've made. And then the other thing was that just our website is youthcinemaproject.org. But another great thing too is that, which I didn't bring up, and I'm gonna bring it up now, is that what we did was, during distance learning, was the Youth Cinema Project. We didn't get to show films, right? Because obviously we did some other things, but we couldn't actually physically be together.
Exactly.
So we did something called YCP Live Reads, and this is where Erica Sabo Flores came in, and she came up with this whole thing where we're like, okay, this was going to be something where we had, some of those scripts that didn't get chosen to be made into a film. We called them second chance scripts, so that we can actually have professional actors in the industry, like, read these scripts at LALIFF.
Oh, okay.
But LALIFF wasn't happening.
Yeah.
So what we did was we launched YCP Live Reads virtually and on Zoom and all that stuff. So then we had, some of the biggest shows, like Hentified, Devious Maids, the Mayans came through, Narcos came through.
Wow.
On My Block, as the people that you work with, On My Block came through. You could see that they actually came in and read student scripts.
Oh, wow.
And and basically and performed them.
Wow.
That were written by elementary kids, middle school kids, or high school kids.
Can you imagine that? Just like, I mean, you obviously see it, but like, I'm just trying to imagine, like, youth, right? And like being able to see their work like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't tell me that doesn't have a lasting impact on them. I mean, you know what I mean?
I mean, something that, because that's the whole thing. We also
this is where we're gonna need the tissues, y'all.
Yeah.
For like, reals.
But I mean, that's the thing. It's like that they don't understand that you can monetize your art form, like your written word,
there's
the
value
story.
to it.
There's so much value to it, and that's one of the things that I used to always say is, like, you see this notebook that you're gonna write into every single day.
Yeah.
They're like, this could be worth money.
Right.
Someday.
Yep.
And they're like, oh, whatever. And then, then at the end of the year, they're like, oh, and then they start seeing it.
Yep.
And then they see, like, somebody that reads their script, like if they'll see Jaime Camil, or, like if they see a big actor, like, read their script online, it's like, oh my gosh, this person's reading my script.
Right.
And, and then we're bringing that back this year into LALIFF too. But now we're actually going to do it in person.
Wow. That's going to be a whole new level.
Whole new level. YCP Live Reads, man. It's amazing. Like, these are just, it's just, like, again, it starts at the youth.
Yeah.
But this is also perfect for anyone right now that's content creators that want to kind of get their work out there, or talk to the people to help them, help them make it come to light.
Yep.
This is how I started off as an actor. I was an actor. You know, I graduated from UCLA, and I didn't study acting. I studied something else. And then,
Go Bruins.
Go Bruins. You know what I mean? Go Bruins. But then I told my parents, I'm like, I want to be an actor, and that wasn't the best. I didn't get the best response on that. But you know, they're very supportive. But then I volunteered in 2008, and I met so many people. You know, DPs, directors, and then I taught myself pretty much everything. Like I started making short films, and not only just acting, but directing, producing, and all that stuff.
You just went all out.
Learned it all, because the thing is, that's the thing right now. You can make your own content. Right. You can do whatever you want, and you can control your narrative. You can control your story that you want to tell. And it's all out there. You just need to get together with people that are like-minded and that love, that want to talk about what you're saying. So that's where LALIFF comes in. It's like, that's the place to be. Wow. You know, you got to see what's going on there. You got to see like what's out there, and then you're like, oh, I dig that. I want to build off of that, or I want to or that inspires me to do this, or that's wild, man. That means but my thoughts are even wilder than that. Maybe I should, that's gonna like allow people to just kind of like show some vulnerability and kind of put themselves out there in an artistic way.
Absolutely. Wow. Well, no, that totally made sense. Not only made sense, but I'm inspired right here, actually, just hearing this, for real, Sergio. But lastly here, Sergio, before we say goodbye to you, just what are just some words of wisdom that you want to leave our listening audience with?
Man, there's a lot of things that you can do, and I feel like the only people that stop us from doing what we want to do is ourselves. So always look inward, see what you can do to make things happen for yourselves, and not allow, some of the outside things to kind of motivate you from stopping yourself, which you already kind of do. A lot of people tend to do that. I did it myself. It took me a while to release my web series. I shot it 4 years ago. And then I just recently did it because I didn't want to I was like, no, it's not perfect. You know what I mean? It's just like, no, it needs to be perfect. But it's like, you got to let it go sometimes, And so my point is it's like, put yourself out there. And the only way you're going to do that is by jumping in and that's what we teach about, like in school, like to these kids that are just, I'm afraid to talk in front of people. Public speaking is the number one fear. It's like, you just got to do it. And if you have an idea, and if you are inspired, and if you want to be an artist, if you want to be a filmmaker, if you want whatever it is that you want to do, you just got to do it. You got to love what you want to do, and you got to do it. This is funny. This is what Mr. Olmos said. You got to do it 7 times a week. If you got to do what you love doing, even when you don't want to do it. That's what he said. And it's like, you got to do it 7 times a week, because I can't take this from me because it's his, but he was like saying, everybody brushes their teeth, 7 times, 7 times a week. You got to do it every day, even though sometimes you don't want to. Yeah. So imagine, so then that means that there's no way that you can tell me that you can't do what you love doing 7 days a week, even when you don't want to, even when you feel like you don't want to, or you're lazy, or you're just like, oh, I don't want to do it today. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. You can actually make things happen for yourself, and you can also stop yourself. So
Ooh. Well, thank you for those words as well, Sergio. So again, the LALIFF is happening June 1st through the 5th, everybody. We're going to put some of that stuff as well on our social media platforms, community announcements. And again, it's been a great pleasure to have Sergio Monserrate, everybody, from the Latino Film Institute, managing director here. And with that said, folks, we want to just thank everybody for listening, tuning in once again here at Valley Views on KROJ 101.5 FM here in the San Fernando Valley. And we'll catch you on the next one, y'all. Valley Views out, everybody. Peace. Woo!
Thank you for listening to Valley Views on Radio Oli 101.5 FM KROJ. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook at Valley Views SFV. For all of our past episodes, check out our SoundCloud podcast at soundcloud.com/Valley Views.